Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little speed test comparison and camera test between the new Sony Xperia X phone, Xperia X Compact, and the Z5 from I think 2015. So wanted to see how the two compared here. We're going to start them at the same time first. I'm sure a lot of people who own the Z5 Compact or the Z3 are thinking, is it worth it to upgrade here to the new X Compact? And using both phones over the last couple of days, I have to say it's kind of a tough choice really, if I'm to be honest. I wouldn't outright give the go-ahead saying yes, you should upgrade, but there are certainly some improvements on the X Compact that you will appreciate in terms of, for example, the coolness of the device when it's running. It doesn't heat up at all, whereas because the Z5 Compact's a little bit older now, I've noticed it is heating up a bit more. Also, the software feels a lot more polished in many areas, but then again, there are some reasons still to go for the Z5 Compact. You're getting your waterproofing obviously and the 4K video, so we can just have a look nevertheless here how the performance compares then. So we have switched everything off in the background. For those of you who can't remember, this is the Snapdragon 650 versus the Snapdragon 810 in the X Compact. So far it seems to me the X Compact here is going ahead. As I suspected, the newer generation processor doing very well here. And nice impromptu selfie there. So you can see on pretty much every single one of them, the X Compact is a little bit faster here. The camera, yeah, I've just done that. I'm obsessed with the camera when it comes to Sony phones. Let's have a look at some games. So a bit quicker on the left. So you can see the prompts came up a little bit faster on the X Compact again, and we're into the game. So if anyone tells you Snapdragon 650 isn't a competent processor, you do need to school them, because at the end of the day, it's not a flagship processor in terms of what's available, but it's still very competent, as you can see, going into stuff. So we can definitely give that to the X Compact when it comes to the day-to-day performance. I'm going to have a look at the web browsing as well. Just open up a few websites here. So again, you can see it's come up with the prompt here on the X Compact. Oh, a little bit faster though with the page load on the Z5. So look at the overview page. You can see pictures load very nice and fast on both of them. So that is good. Another one here, GSM. Again, I noticed a bit faster on the X Compact there. So you can see the web browsing is still very good on the Z5 Compact, but I think really newer generation processor does lend to nicer performance overall. just have a look at the multitasking as well. So we're getting 3 gigs of RAM now in the X Compact, which, as you can see, already is benefiting the device. This is what I was asking for from Sony. And you see this grinding to a halt. 2 gigs of RAM isn't really enough anymore, if you ask me. See if they held the games in memory, the X Compact. So you can see the Z5 Compact's really suffering now. Straight into that one though, which is good. No limits. Again, straight into it here. So the performance is superior on the X Compact here, no questions about it. But you know, is it as good when it comes to the camera? That is something we can have a look at here. So we can just turn this around first. And we did try out the camera in a variety of different scenes to see, you know, the performance, if there's any benefit here. And they're still using a 23 megapixel camera, so typical Sony performance will be apparent here. In terms of the good light, absolutely phenomenally nice pictures from the X Compact. You know, really stunning in terms of the colours and like the bokeh, etc. But when it comes to the low light, I did notice an improvement on the X Compact in terms of letting in more light, and also they've gotten rid of that annoying halo effect that we did get on the Z5, as well as the blur effect in the corners. That was a big issue that Sony didn't even really bother to address, but they have addressed it on the X Compact, and you're going to get very usable shots now in low light. Is it as good as what HTC, Samsung, LG is offering with their 12 megapixel? I don't think so, really. I think Sony, you know, definitely needs to consider implementing that, because they are getting left behind a little bit when it comes to the low light performance. So it is an improvement, don't get me wrong, you know, it's a solid step in the right direction. I think they've increased the ISO value, which has really helped a lot. The selfie also seems a little bit more bright, probably not quite as good as what you're getting on the, you know, Note 7 and things like that, but still very usable. In terms of the video recording, we don't get 4K unfortunately anymore, but you still get the flagship level stabilization performance, which you can check out here. So one great thing about Sony phones is that they actually give you a preview of the video here, and generally you can see the actual performance is quite comparable, really. You know, I think it's quite nice quality, a little bit slow when it comes to the exposure and you know, finding itself, and the focus can be a little bit blurry still when, you know, using the full zoom, but overall it's quite decent, not the best, not the worst when it comes to the actual video recording. And yeah, you know, I think that about rounds up things here. You can see generally if you've got a Z5 Compact or you know, a Z3 Compact, you're probably best waiting for the next kind of compact phone from Sony. Yes, there are some solid improvements when it comes to the screen brightness, among other things, but Z5 Compact is still a very competent phone in itself, and it's come down a lot in price, generally, now that it's getting on a little bit now. But I will be doing some more reviews of the Sony Xperia X Compact, seeing what it can do and what it can't. Overall, I think that it's off to a solid start though when it comes to the performance. So yeah, just a quick little video here checking out the Sony Xperia X Compact against the Z5 Compact. Hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.